Well, as programmers, we deal with abstractions all the time, and we have to invent them in order to solve our problems. I think that if we're able to go and basically find better abstractions, we can do a better job. Different programming languages offer different base sets of abstractions that we can use to build our things, build our software. So it's important to basically be aware of abstractions like you might have in languages like APL or J, so that you can do your work more concisely. That's pretty much my argument, I guess. One way it can fail is if you start to use abstractions which are so high level or mathematical that the people that need to maintain your system don't understand them. Then it can be hard to make modifications to an existing system. Or sometimes you can use abstractions which are ill-suited, and when they're ill-suited to the task, it becomes noise. It becomes something which is problematic for people. So I think in general, what we really want to do is basically be aware of better ways of abstracting things in programming languages and in systems. And then you have to make the judgment about whether it's really appropriate in that context or not. I think we can't really use what we don't know yet. So if we're able to learn more in this area, we can make those judgments about where we might want to use higher level abstractions and where we might want to use things which are a bit more grounded, a bit more concrete, to make some tasks and maintenance easier. It's a funny thing about the history of programming. People often ask what's new in programming, but it seems like we spend an awful lot of time looking backward at things that were developed 15, 20, 30 years ago that were perfectly useful, good ways of organizing programs, but at that time processors weren't fast enough to go and do them effectively, do them with enough performance for use. And yeah, if we're going and taking that strategy, we can go and look back to some earlier languages and see how they were able to do very powerful things with small operators and bring that kind of capability forward into our programming languages. But again, it's one of those things where it takes a bit of time for people to recognize these new ways of doing things. But there's plenty to mine from the past, and I'm sure there's things in the future that we haven't thought of yet that would be higher level concise abstractions that we can use in our programming languages.